Good afternoon, this is Paul. I didn't get the opportunity to do a video walk around of this car while I was doing the photos, but I feel compelled to. This car really deserves it, but I'd like to show you why. This is a Porsche 991 GT3 Touring. I'd like to show you around. So, the GT3 Touring. Now, the GT3 is in my opinion one of, if not the best 911 that they've made, and you would see the GT3 and the GT3 RS. You'd have a spoiler on the back, quite a large wing. A lot of them have decals. They're very spectacular to look at. The GT3 engines are incredibly robust, nice and revvy, naturally aspirated, so the noise that comes out of them is incredible. The handling is superb, very solid on the suspension, which you'd expect for a car that handles just as well as these do. But the GT3 Touring it shows you the pure 911 shape. I think with a lot of cars, like the Jaguar E-Type years and years ago, the Series 1, the first of the E-Types were always the prettiest. The first of every model, the 997 Generation 1, the standard Carrera, for me, was one of the nicest looking of the 997s, even though the engine wasn't quite as strong as the Generation 2 cars, but it just had a really nice, pure 911 shape, and that's what this has. Of course, you can put spoilers on anything. You could put spoilers on a Transit van and make it look funky, but you take the spoilers off of a lot of cars, a lot of these sports cars that are on the market today that are full of spoilers and angular front and rear valances and this and the other. You take all that away and you've got a very bland looking car underneath. With the GT3, you take the wings off and what have you, and you end up with this, which is a really pure shape. It's just pure 911 and it's gorgeous. As we come down the side of the car, you can see it's unfussy. The back end is nice and wide. You've got this lovely flare coming out into the rear wheels for the rear wheel arches. The back end looks hunkered down. You've got really wide tyres, you've got a nice wide track there, and these big haunches. It's a muscular car, it's just a beautiful shape. What I'd like to tell you about this car, this is a solid black, it's a non-metallic black, and it's done less than 1,000 miles, 811 miles as I stand here. So it's an unusually low mileage car. It's only got 2 owners, or it's only had 2 owners, and from new, the first owner had the presence of thought to have this paintwork professionally detailed, any imperfections taken out, and then the whole car has been covered in this beautifully fitted clear PPF. And you can see, if I go down the side of the car here, the shine on the PPF is spot on. You can see right through it, there are no imperfections in this paintwork. And of course, some people tend to shy away from a non-metallic black car or a non-metallic dark colour car because when you polish them you get swirls and this and the other. Not so. Not so with this car. That looks like ink. That looks like an inky pool. It's just beautiful. And you can see, look, every single part here is all covered in this lovely paint protecting PPF. It's kept this car in really nice condition all the way around. You've got these great big GT3 wheels. These are done in the Porsche's aluminium finish, which I think looks really nice contrasting against the black. Yes, some people would say black wheels on a black car. It's only colour. It's not something that will be difficult to change. And as you can see there, you've got these enormous carbon ceramic brakes. And look at the size of the brake calipers, they're enormous. So that tells you the sort of performance you can expect from a car like this. It's also got, well, has traditionally been with Porsche, the aluminium strip around the lights. And for those who say, oh no, you shouldn't have chrome aluminium on a GT3, there's two words for that: black vinyl. You could dechrome that very quickly with black vinyl if it wasn't to your taste. And what the black vinyl would do is exactly what this PPF is doing, and that would protect what's underneath. So when the vinyl came off, however many years down the line, you'd have perfect, shiny, chrome-looking aluminium. I think this car is everything I'd ever wanted a Porsche. It's the right colour. I love the contrasting with silver, the no spoilers, the GT3 engine, 3 pedals and a manual gearbox. I cannot think of a 911 I would rather have. Inside you've got this lovely, beautiful black leather with the contrast yellow stitching. Very, very neat, typical Porsche. Everything fits beautifully, nothing squeaks, it's just lovely. All the panels fit beautifully. You've got a Bose surround sound system. You can see here the GT3 insignia on the sill plates. If I pull this forward, you can see folding carbon buckets with visible carbon on the back. And of course, because it's a GT3, no seats at the back. The leather is superb. You can see they've got the Porsche crests embossed on the headrests, and more of this lovely contrast stitching going all through the seats. Lovely cross stitching through the steering wheel. Some lovely carbon there around the gear selector. I'm just going to jump in, and you've got this really nice Racetex fabric, which on a hot day isn't going to be too hot, and on a cold day is going to be nice and warm. Sports chrono package. So the sports chrono gives you a clock for on the road, and it gives you a lap trigger if you're on a track. You've got climate control, air conditioning here, and you've got heated seats for both seats with 3 different settings. 6-speed manual gearbox. That is silky smooth. It's a 1-finger gear change. It feels nice, it's positive. The clutch feels really good, and the pedals are nice and responsive. You've got your sport and your adjustable suspension, which goes with the sports chrono package. You can lift the rear spoiler, which comes up above a certain speed, either 42 or 48 miles an hour from memory, and a switchable sports exhaust. Suspension lifter, so if you live in an area where you've got quite an incline to get onto your drive, or you've got sleeping policemen or speed humps or whatever you want to call them, then that will safely get you over most things. And of course you can see your electronic stability control and traction control buttons that switch on and off. You have here cruise control. This, because you haven't got any, because it's a GT3 steering wheel, there aren't any multi-functions on there, so you have a separate lever for that. And you can see here, this car's done 811 miles from new. This is a very, very rare and interesting car. And I've just fallen in love with it completely. The armrest is in leather. You've got wireless phone charging. Just a really, really pretty thing. So whether it's a car for a collection or whether it's a car to use on the road, because you can use this on the road because it's a Porsche and you can use them on the road, and this has got full protection with PPF, so you're not going to damage the paintwork with fallout or stone chips or anything like that. It's just a pretty car. So I hope you like the car. I hope you like the video and you find the video useful. If you'd like to know more about it, please visit our website, www.clinkardcars.co.uk. Drop us an email or a text or a WhatsApp, or pick up the phone and speak to us. We'll be very happy to talk to you about it. Thanks for watching.